is this like Groucho Marx era?
Groucho was in the 30s and 40s with his brothers.
But this was before, right? This was after.
MASH?
Yeah.
No, MASH was in the 70s and 80s.
Huh.
So the movie
Way
MASH,
back.
yeah, I'll give you a list. I'll give you history. I love this stuff. The movie MASH came out in 1971. It was directed by Robert Altman. It was based on a book. I forget. I think it was. I can't remember who wrote the book. Ring Lardner was the screenplayist on it, and he was so angry at Robert Altman for the script because Altman took his script and just threw it out the window and had everyone improvise, create their own kind of dramas and scenes where. And Ring Lardner actually sued Altman. He sued the studio or whatever over it. Ends up winning an Academy Award for the script.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That worked out.
exactly. That's a classic Hollywood story. Is he sues them, he hates them, he wins an Academy Award.
Well, but not because he sued them.
Not because he sued them, because it was believed by the public and by the Academy that he had in fact written this ingenious script when in fact it was pretty much Altman.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because Altman was embracing a movie writing style that was avant-garde for its time. It was very improvised, think of on your feet, give me something else,
nice.
let's do this, let's do that, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But this was like comedy sitcom of its time.
Well, it was a movie,
Oh, movie.
and it had a lot of comedy in it, and just
Got
as
it.
the book had a lot of comedy in it, the only way to survive a war was through humor and jokes and stuff like
Oh.
that, which is I was very inspired by it.
Huh.
And they kind of ran with that, so a lot of the jokes are just like, really zany.
Huh.
But there's also graphic, violent stuff in the movie.
Oh.
And there's, how like, they'll show operating scenes or something in a movie. Well, this was like ahead of its time
Oh, nice.
in terms of the graphic nature of what they were showing. It was fantastic. It was
Huh.
it shows you the horrors of combat and just dealing with it as a surgeon.
Right.
And I thought that was fascinating. And then so the movie was a big hit for Robert Altman.
Hmm.
And then that turned into, they decided to go to pilot with that about a year or two later. I'm not sure. Alan Alda, Wayne Rogers, Loretta Swit, who just passed away. I believe Gelbart and a bunch of others were involved in the creation and the writing of it. And it was great. It was a huge hit. A giant success for years and years. I grew up on MASH. I grew up watching that. Yeah. that was-
Did you grow up with stand up as well or not?
I did. Well,
By the way, Craig, what does zany mean?
what happened? You all right?
What does zany mean?
The word zany means like wacky, like
Oh.
absurdist,
Got it. Thanks.
beyond anything that is logically
Thank you.
makes sense, but is towards a comedic end, I suppose.
Is that funny?
Yeah, it's beyond. It's sort of beyond funny. It's people have associated the word zany with clowning and like clown work because clowns are doing all that stuff and juggling and all that stuff. Zany, wacky, circus, that kind of stuff. I'm
Like-
a big fan of that kind of comedy.
Zanies is a comedy club, right?
Zanies. There is a comedy club called Zanies. That's where they get their name from that word.
That would make sense.
Yeah. There is a comic named Bob Zany, I believe.
He changed his name.
Yeah, I think he changed his name. I don't know too much about him, but I don't think there's a Zany surname. So yeah, I think he changed his name. Yeah.
Right. What stand up were you into early on?
Well, I started at the open mics in my college, actually. When
Oh,
I was
wow.
yeah.
Here in LA?
No, San Francisco State.
What, really?
Yep. In the 90s. I'm
Oh.
old, man. I'm
Dot
fucking-
went to San Francisco State.
Who?
Dot Norrington?
Oh, Dot.
Yeah.
Oh, Dorothy.
Yeah.
Morrington. Yeah. Dot, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that she went to San Francisco State. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Or did you just study theater?
No, not at all. I was an English literature major.
Oh, nice.
And I was bored shitless with English literature. So I got into comedy and music. I was playing drums and percussion
Huh.
and doing other wacky stuff. I learned how to smoke weed.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, why not try comedy? And I went up on an open mic and did zany improv, and I had rewritten the lyrics to the Love Boat theme song. I don't know if you remember the show The Love Boat. Maybe a little before your time.
I think so.
In the 70s, again, 70s and early 80s.
You're doing musical parody?
I did musical parody very early on, yes. And it got a huge laugh, and so I became kind of king of the on-campus open mics for about a year or two.
Really?
Yeah. It was a very innocent time, but it definitely gave me a feel for being on stage.
Very nice. You started early.
Yeah, I did. And I graduated from college in '93, and I came back to LA, and I was doing stand-up in LA.
Oh my God,
'93.
way back. Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Did you see a lot of famous people come through the Matt Rife and stuff?
Who?
Matt Rife. Was he ever in the open mic scene around here?
I'd have never seen him.
Really?
Well, he's like 30 years younger than me. Why would I? Yeah, I wouldn't see. I saw his zygote in the 90s. You know what I mean? All right, moving on.
Well, you must have seen some famous people.
Not really. I mean, I have done shows with people who are now famous. Yes.
Who?
Oh God, I don't want to fucking go into it, but I mean, the comedy of it is like they went everywhere and I went nowhere. You know what I mean?
But it's still cool.
Yeah. Some people who ended up on Saturday Night Live.
Who?
I knew. I did shows with Andy Samberg actually.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
A long time ago. Yeah. Look at me now. It's an honor to be here in Terry Boo's broadcast.
Wait, Andy?
Hi, Andy. Still waiting on the royalty check, you asshole.
Did he steal something from you?
No. That's Sam. That's a different person.
Oh.
No, there's Andy. That's Andy.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, I know Andy. I knew him.
Mm.
I don't think he knows me anymore. I don't think he remembers.
He started in LA?
He started in Mill Valley, San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but when I met him, he was with his two pals. One of them's Akiva, who's the director of The Naked Gun that just came out.
Oh.
That's a huge hit. It was Akiva, Yorma Taccone, and Andy, the three of them.
Oh, it sounds familiar.
The Lonely Island.
Oh, yeah.
They were just getting that going. They were a big video. YouTube had just started.
Oh, I see.
And they were looking to do shows in LA.
Huh.
And Andy was actually kind of the front man. And he did stand up. So Yorma and Akiva were at the bar laughing, drinking. Andy was drinking and doing comedy. And I was on the same bill with him multiple times.
Was it pretty good?
He was great.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why he stopped.
But he doesn't seem like a stand-up.
He is. He's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. He's dead on. Even then, he was our headliner.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, with that kind of trajectory, I understand why he went the way he did and the path that he took, for sure. But I think he should have always maintained his stand-up chops.
Really?
I think he should. I think
I didn't
he
know
should
it.
do now. But, what do I know? I'm not in charge of those decisions.
When I first met you, was at the Fourth Wall Cafe. How did you? Are you good friends with Joe?
I am. Yeah, I have been. I mean, I've known Joe. The Fourth Wall started in 2017.
Right.
In North Hollywood, and I was there in 2018.
Very nice.
Not even maybe late 17. I mean, that early crew there was something else. I wasn't really a part of that. I was like more second wave.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the early crew then? What was the second
Like
one?
Sasson and Eric Rocha.
Oh, really?
Luke. Luke. What's his name? Luke. I just saw Luke. Bruno Mastro. Do you know Bruno?
Sounds familiar.
Bruno's awesome. He's fucking phenomenal. I don't know why he's not huge. Or if he is huge, God bless you, Bruno. But a bunch of guys like that. Yeah, he's huge. A bunch of guys like that. There was a real, crew there, and then I kind of jumped in.
Who was your second wave?
Huh?
Who was the second wave?
Second wave was guys like me and Abby. Remember, Abby Schachter, my buddy Cliff Nagorski. Cliff's he's a filmmaker now. He's excellent. Wow. He's doing well in film. People like that.
Really?
It's hard to say. I mean, I can't remember. I have pictures of her. I took pictures. I think I have a picture of you.
Oh, really?
At a Fourth Wall Portrait. I might. If not, I'll get one.
Wasn't that Fan in the early crew?
I did biking with Dad. He was he was already kind of doing his own thing in
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
And Cliff and I would do NoHo.
Yeah.
Right? We would do a NoHo 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and Dat would be in there with his students.
Oh, really?
So he would bring his students in to do open mics.
Nice.
And it was hit and miss because if you did something that was funny, Dat had to laugh first. You know what I mean? So he kind of led the laugh of your joke if you weren't one of his students. And then his class would laugh at your stuff as well.
Why wouldn't they laugh out?
Because they didn't. Because he was their sensei, and he was the funny guy. Anyone else is a challenge to that. You know what I mean?
I don't understand. But they have their own sense of humor.
But they're
They don't have their own soul.
Right. right. I don't want to say that, but
That's
you know.
the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Right. It was like, do we laugh, sensei? And, ha ha! You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It was a little.
All right.
I don't want to talk shit, but fuck it, we're here, you know. I mean, Dat, he was incredible. I mean, Dat Fan is an incredible stand-up. He didn't need the mic. He was like, he just would book shows, and he had this mysterious benefactor in Florida that he would be taking his students to do that club.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was weird. So he's like, oh, I got a shows in Miami. And I was like, all right, whatever, you know. But so his students were kind of always competing to get those opening slots with him on the road. I think that's what was going on. I don't know. But so I don't think he had a facility. So I think he used Fourth Wall to kind of train his comics, which I thought was kind of smart. Because if you're teaching comedy, if you're doing comedy coaching, you need practical. You know what I mean? You need your comics to be out there, miking. You gotta get into it. It's a little dirty. You gotta, you can't just do a classroom. You gotta fucking get dirty. And he did that. And so I thought that was smart. But I think that he'd show up, with them in tow, and it was kind of like fucking a cult. It had that feel to it where they were like, they were like, Master Sensei, Master Fat, Dad, and I was like, he's just a dude, man. He's got a fucking apartment, whatever. But yeah, he was around. I'm trying to think of who else was around. I don't know. It's a blur. Then COVID hit, and then things kind of fucking paused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And God bless Joe. I mean, he kept rolling. He kept doing black market shows, and no one knew about him. And all
Wow. That's pretty ballsy of him.
Yeah, I deny all that. I don't know anything about that. Alleged, that's all alleged. There we go. That's what I heard. I have no proof of that. I did actually, late of COVID, like things were starting to open up again, I did start going to his tent shows.
Nice.
So I was doing those, and then I did street mics with Nikki Linsmeyer and Father Patty. They would do street mics in Brentwood, so Cliff and I would go to those together. And
What are street mics?
we were on the curb.
What, really?
During COVID, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of nutty. Yeah.
Did people like it?
It was fun. It was like an open mic. It was like we're just all standing there, just sort of getting our time in. You know what I mean? Until the cops show. The cops always come.
Oh, nice.
Always be like, "What is this?" And that's why, Father Patty. That's why he fucking had a priest collar, and he was like, "Oh, we're doing a church. We're just praying.
God.
We're doing a." And sometimes the cops be like, "All right, fine."
Oh.
But other times they're like, "Get the fuck out of here." But that's what we were doing during COVID to try and just get our chops. And I did Zoom mics as well. So.
Oh, this mic suck.
Oh, I hated those. It was stupid. I was like, this is pointless. And I had a couple of dudes in there, they were just doing this, just staring at me,
Just to see if you crack.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I just click. Hang up on those fuckers. Fuck them.
Hide this video.
Yeah, seriously. I fucking hide that shit. Yeah, there's somewhere out there. There's me on a fucking Zoom mic doing a dick joke. Fuck that shit, man.
Well.
But yeah, I don't want to. I've had several. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I've had several incarnations of stand-up. So I tried it in college, a little bit of post-college, from about ages 20 to 24, and then I quit. Would quit.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I just would be like, fuck this shit. I'd have. It was all mental. It was just my brain, just.
But That's hard.
Yeah, it was hard, and then I got back into it by running an open mic with my friend Sharon Groom. She would do music. I did tech, and I did percussion, and I broke in as a stand-up again
Nice.
there, and then quit again, and then another when I was I don't know, like 2005, 2006, I started taking a class with Jerry Katzman. That was a good class, and then I quit again in like '09, and then came back briefly in 14, and then quit again, and then 2017 I was like, fuck it, let's just try it. And I've been going ever since. Yeah, when I came back, it was in 2017. I came back, it was I was at the Ha Ha.
Oh.
So I know a lot of people from the Ha Ha and stuff, and I know Jack Senior fairly well. Lovely man. And Jack Jr. is a huge star now, so that's impressive.
It's a father son.
Yeah, I mean Jack Senior was just a restaurateur. He wasn't a comic. He's a funny man. He's a dear sweet man. And he's older now. But post COVID, I haven't been there.
He's the owner.
Yeah, him and his wife Terry. Terry and Jack Asadorian, and their son Jack Jr.
Oh, so that's the son who's blowing up.
Yeah, he just sold
They did a
out.
good job with that.
Jesus, he just did a Netflix special. He's huge.
Wow, really?
Huge. And he's worked his ass off. Of course.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good story.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Because I heard one of the famous comic clubs that I won't name,
Yeah.
they were trying stand up and then they were terrible, so that's why they started their own club.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
That sounds about right for this town. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that. You're going to see if they have money, if there's backing. If other people see that there's backing, they'll partner up with that person
yeah.
because of the name. For sure. Especially if one of the persons or someone has access to a liquor license. You can make a fortune. So why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Who would you say are your biggest stand-up role models?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, it started early with Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, that whole crew, and then it shifted over to Steve Martin. I was a huge Steve Martin guy. Oh my God, that's where the zany side of me comes from. Is Steve Martin and Gilbert Gottfried. I love the zany style of Gilbert Gottfried. The yell. That's why I scream and yell a lot. I don't mean to, but that's Lewis Black. I really fucking love Lewis Black, man. David Towell and Jeffrey Ross. I can't do what Jeffrey Ross does, but God, I admire it. And Anatol, I'm just, oh my God.
Do you like Todd Berry?
I remember some of his stuff. Yeah, he was fine. He wasn't a huge influence on me, but I know who he was, and he was good.
Do you like Louis C.K.?
Yeah, I was a fan of Louis for sure. I mean, there's pre and post Louis, I guess. I don't know how to describe that. I hate to say that, but that is the case, and it's not like he diminished or anything. Like, he's still just as brilliant. I've seen some of his new stuff. He's a genius, It's just he had demons, and I think that those demons affected him and ripped him apart, and now he's on the other side of it, and I'm just not sure if he's apologetic or something. He sounds apologetic and he sounds redeemed, but I can't help but question some of the narrative that we've been given in regards to his comeback. So I
think I might have heard something like that.
Yeah, I can't. It's like I ask myself with people like that, like, can I watch his stand up and just be in the moment and enjoy? Or am I going in my head and thinking, oh yeah, he used to jerk off in front of women? And I don't know. I find myself still saying, Louis, what, what the hell, So there's that caveat when I do think about him when I watch it. His old stuff was phenomenal though. The pre stuff is like, oh my God, and his show is brilliant. He's brilliant.
Was Richard Pryor around when?
Yeah, Richard Pryor. When Richard Pryor set himself on fire, that was 4 blocks away from where I live.
What? No way.
Yeah. He ran down Parthenia, and my house is near Lassen. It's a little over, but Northridge, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a corridor on Parthenia of $1 million homes,
Mm.
and they're behind fences. You never know they're there, but in the 70s and 80s, a lot of famous people would take refuge just along that corridor, that Parthenia corridor. And he was one of them.
My gosh.
And yeah, and he shot his car with a .357 Magnum. He killed the car. That was one incident. And then another incident was when he set himself on fire using freebase, and he ran down Parthenia Boulevard and he survived that. And that was right by my house, you know. But other than that, yeah, he was still very much a primary influence for me in terms of comedy. It's not like I could do those jokes or anything, but I just thought he was just so balls out funny and honest. I couldn't get past it. My father exposed me to Richard Pryor very early.
Oh, nice.
And I would be quoting Richard Pryor routines to him and my mother when I was like 7 years old.
Oh, man.
And that would get me in trouble because I would say horrible things that Richard Pryor was saying in front of my mother. And my mother looked at my father saying, what are you doing to this kid? You know? So there was that going on in my house. And then Eddie Murphy. I was a big Eddie Murphy guy. Delirious. I was more Raw, and he had an album. I forget the name of the record. The album had a bunch of his stand-up on it, and it had Boogie in Your Butt. Good, fucking genius. I love Eddie Murphy. I love him.
I feel like Eddie Murphy, his kind of comedy is not very easily, like, you can't really find that in today's comedy scene.
Yeah, I mean,
Agree.
yeah, if you watch Raw, it's like, holy crap, I don't think you could do this stuff now. You know what I mean?
You can't.
Yeah, it's Raw, you know, and yeah, there's some people would describe it as homophobia. I don't know.
Really?
I think that in the interviews that he's done about Raw and Delirious is like, it's all just comedy. It was just fun and games. And I agree with that. I don't think he was being vicious. I don't think he was being vindictive. I think he was being funny. And there's a difference. What do we see today? I don't know. But in that time period growing up, this is deep 80s, you know, I loved it. I just thought it was the funniest goddamn thing. And I can see how it can be interpreted as homophobic or transphobic and all that. Yeah,
okay. It was the 80s.
It was the 80s, man. It was a different time.
40 years ago.
Oh my God, it was a different time. I mean, it was a simpler time in a lot of ways. It wasn't necessarily better or worse, but it was different. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a balanced perspective of kind of the history of comedy, Craig. What do you think about how it has become? Well, we have like that Joe Rogan crowd, and then we have, that opposite crowd where it's more like we need to stop doing that shit and it's got to be more sensitive. Like, what do you think about that?
It's all comedy. I know Maron's kind of under fire right now because he's
bashing Joe.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bash there. I don't know if I agree.
Oh, you don't agree?
I know what Maron is saying. I understand that. But if it leads to censorship, I disagree.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying, that we should censor people like Joe Rogan?
I think that what Maron was suggesting was that there should be some kind of self-censorship in terms of we get the joke, kind of move on. I think that's kind of what his point of view was. I also think that Maron likes to talk a lot of shit, and he likes to start fights. That's my opinion of Marc Maron. I think he's brilliant. His new HBO thing, I haven't seen it, but the clips look fantastic. I've seen him live. He was amazing.
Oh, where'd you see him?
I saw him in 2017 at the Curios Festival when the Irvine Meadows Stadium was still Irvine Meadows. Wow. That was Louis C.K.'s deal before he got popped. He did this Curios Festival where it was 15,000 people. It was incredible. I mean, it was all that. I thought Maron was probably amongst the best.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Chappelle was brought out. Chappelle wasn't performing. And Chappelle came out, and Jeff Ross actually came out. And I don't think they did as well.
Huh.
Yeah. And I know they're great comics, but nah.
Really?
Nah. Yeah, and I think they were struggling. Wow. Because Jeff Ross he's an in-your-face guy. I saw Jeff Ross later at the Irvine Improv or one of them. Fantastic because he was up close and he brought people on stage and he roasted the shit out of them. Holy crap! It was one of the funniest things. But the big, I mean, I'm talking 15,000 where you're playing to 15,000. It's not
Different beast.
It's a different beast. Maron had a control over that beast.
Wow.
Yes. Maron knew how to work that crowd. You know who else was there was Chris D'Elia. He knew how to work that crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I knew he was trouble. I had open mic with him. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he like?
Intense. I don't remember much of him. He would walk into the haha. I saw him at the
I see.
Yeah. Because he was an up and coming at haha. If you go into the haha, there's a portrait. They have portraits of different comics.
Yeah.
There's a portrait of him that they covered up after he was canceled.
Oh my God.
Yeah. but he played that 15,000 like it was 15,000. He fucking killed.
That's crazy.
Holy crap, he killed. Some people got it for that level. Others don't. Louis C.K. had it. D'Elia had it. Gaffigan was there.
I love Jimmy.
Gaffigan had it. Holy fuck. These are guys that can do these giant stadium arenas, right? Other comics? But Chappelle proved his mustard. From that point forward, I think he was at that performance. I think he said, I got to step up. Because he hadn't performed. He had been on his little hiatus.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying to step out. And it didn't quite work. He was still getting his time.
Wow.
And then after that, like 19, 20, 21, when he started doing his Netflix specials. And
he came back.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's when he fucking started to clobber. Yeah.
But at that time, Mark Maron was the best.
I thought Maron was probably the best of that whole night.
Interesting.
Because it was topical and sharp and relatable and played to the crowd as one person just talking and he's bitching. He didn't seem to give a shit that it was 15,000 people. He just was like, no, this is what's on my mind. Holy crap. I don't think he realizes what kind of command that he has. I think he's caught up in something else. I don't recommend, not that what do I know, but I don't think he should be saying that Rogan stuff right now. I think he needs to tone it down a little bit and just be like, just do your thing, there are issues with the Rogan sphere and the Broaverse that are certainly apparent, and it's to be addressed. But I don't know. I think he's trying to start shit. I do, because he's ending his podcast.
He is?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He's done.
Really?
Yeah, he quit. So that means he's back on the road, and it's timed accordingly. I think he knew. Your podcast right as your next HBO special is coming out and do a double whammy tour. I think that's what he's doing. So he's hitting all of the podcasts that'll have him, Schultz and whoever else, and he's just kind of going forward. This is his new stuff, and a lot of it's great from what I can tell. But I think with the Rogan sphere, I think it's, first of all, it's easy meat to go after Rogan, and especially now. I'm not saying don't, but it's like, Rogan is in damage control, as far as I can tell, because of the role that him and his minions played in the election of Donald Trump. No matter how you get around it, especially post Kash Patel episode, where Kash Patel is there clearly fucking lying to Rogan's face, and Rogan's like, oh fuck. And I would have handled it exactly how Rogan handled it. Rogan was like, are you sure? Let's just have a conversation. He didn't hold his feet to the fire or anything like that. He didn't go after him. Just let this guy talk. And then let the internet kind of do its thing. I think that was the right move for Rogan. But it also shows, Trump is an evil, cocksucking liar. And you helped get him in there. And regardless of who the alternative might have been, you kind of helped. So.
I'm not really familiar with what happened. I only saw the one episode when Trump was on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Rogan endorsed Donald Trump for president.
Oh, God.
And was at the inauguration.
Oh, man.
And my guess is he made a healthy donation to the Trump cause. I don't know that for sure. I'm going to assume he did.
Do you think he did it because he genuinely supports Donald Trump, or it was more like
No.
an image thing?
No, I think that Rogan saw it as a balancing of scales, and he saw it as the Democratic Party was so weak, and they would be so ineffective towards what was going on in America, and that Donald Trump, even though he's Donald Trump, was more tuned in to what the American voter was really after. It was a ruse. You're laughing because, are you kidding me?
I mean, it's funny.
It is funny. That's the whole joke of it. And that's my point in terms of, well, Rogan is in damage control over all of that, because his whole broaverse were Trump, Trump,
Oh, yeah.
Trump. Because fuck Kamala and fuck the Democrats and fuck libtards and fuck all that stuff. Well, here we are. Now you've elected a rapist, pedophile, criminal, who's looking to dismantle the entire concept of habeas corpus. Good luck. Let's see how that goes. I believe that the Kamala Harris, not the greatest choice. You know what I mean? Sure. It's Biden. Sure. Not great shit. We would not have what we have today.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Although even Kamala Harris probably would have said there's no Epstein files. She probably would have, because it's just too indicting of the ruling class of the world. That we'll never see those files. We'll never.
Really?
Yeah, we'll never.
Because there's some really
Yes.
powerful people on there?
Yeah. There's two sitting presidents, or one ex-president, one sitting president in there.
Oh.
Trump and Clinton.
Oh, Clinton's on there?
Absolutely. Clinton
Oh my
is
God.
a horrible. Clinton's a horrible. I voted for Clinton twice, and he's wow.
I thought he just likes getting his...
Of course he does, but he also apparently loves children.
Oh, no.
Oh
what's
yeah.
wrong with
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And Hillary
What's wrong?
Hillary allowed all of it, and she's as bad. And both of them were taking money from Epstein. Both of them were. I mean, there's pictures of them all together laughing. Come on,
Oh,
guys,
God.
come on. And so now that's why we're not seeing the Epstein files, is because there's just too much at stake in terms of, this person can be exposed, and this person can be exposed, and this operation will be exposed, and this giant thing will be ruined. And Bill Gates
Bill Gates
Foundation.
was on it?
Oh yeah, Gates is in there. Absolutely.
That's not good.
No, it is not good at all. And not good at all.
He's into,
Yeah.
That means he's into children.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I would make that healthy assumption from what we know. And you
Are you sure he's on it?
yeah. I mean, we don't know. We don't know the files, but yeah, he's in multiple interviews with Epstein. He's been on record talking about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
His friend?
He will not call or claim Jeffrey Epstein as a friend. He claims that Jeffrey Epstein was an interested party in some type of endeavor that Bill Gates was funding for the Gates Foundation or something like that. Epstein had a side to him where his angle, I believe, was get in with these people through philanthropy, philanthropical efforts, right? Money. So I think he wanted to partner with Bill
wow.
Gates, but as the story goes, and this is unverified, alleged, as the story is told, Bill Gates was having an affair with a Russian bridge champion. I forget her name, because Bill Gates loves to play bridge. He has an affair with this fellow bridge player, a very attractive younger woman, not illegal, but attractive. Supposedly Jeffrey Epstein had set that up so that they would meet.
Interesting.
But not only that, Jeffrey Epstein supposedly had compromat, blackmail material on Bill Gates about that relationship.
Yeah.
And he threatened Bill politely, let's go into business together or I will expose you as a cheater. And Gates was like, to Gates' credit, it's fucking gross. To Gates' credit, he was honest about that in the press afterwards. And he said, I wasn't going to give in to blackmail. So I said I refused the opportunity, and I never saw Jeffrey Epstein again.
And
Supposedly that's his story. I don't buy that though.
so Epstein still has this some kind of blackmail?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. There's discussion of a giant volume of tapes.
Oh,
and
God.
yeah, all that stuff. So
What do you call that? That's like a business criminal. You think you call that like a business?
Yeah, I mean that's
threat?
yeah. Who knows?
Mafia.
It's beyond that. It's so very deep and ugly, and exposes a side of America and the world that just we can't handle, or they think that we can't handle. I think we can. I think we should know that stuff.
So if Trump is on it, then he shouldn't be president.
I agree. I think he should not be president for a lot of reasons, but yeah, that's one of them.
But
For sure.
anybody who has the access won't come out? Man, that's crazy shit.
Yeah, because there's too much at stake. Because you're accusing heads of state of pedophilia. And not only of pedophilia,
If
but...
they are, then...
Yeah, I mean, you know, they got Jeffrey Epstein on pedophilia, right? On prostituting and the rape of minors, right? And it's just about the worst fucking thing you can imagine. It doesn't get any worse. Doesn't get any worse. However, there was a side to Jeffrey Epstein that was also blackmail, black ops, arms dealing, intelligence, arms dealing, intelligence, all these things that they won't quite discuss. They're using the sex stuff to sort of, that's the story. But the real story is how deeply wedged Jeffrey Epstein was amongst the power elite of the world. That's what they don't want to come out.
Oh, wow.
So I think a lot of that is in those tapes and stuff as well. Because he knew all these world leaders, and it's more than likely that he had tape on all of them, or a lot of them. Yeah.
It's one way to get power, I guess, is to get...
Oh, it's deeply rooted. That's compromat has been a part of our world for a long time, for sure. It goes back. There's stories of Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson and a guy, I forget the damn names, I'm sorry, but there was a guy who worked for Jefferson who had written articles with him, and then he did that under the guise that Jefferson would bring this person, this writer, into his cabinet once he was elected president.
Huh.
Jefferson said, no, you're not in. And so this guy released articles about Jefferson's relationship with Sally Hemings, who was a slave on his plantation.
Oh, this is pretty familiar.
Yeah. So that's how we know that Jefferson was in fact in a real relationship with Sally Hemings for the duration of his life.
Huh.
Yeah, and that goes back 300 years. So this has been going on. It's how a lot of people gain power. It's how a lot of people lose power. It's a shame, but that's unfortunate. That's how the world is. What do you got in your closet, Terry? You got to watch out. These cameras are rolling. Don't answer that. Just plead the fifth. I think you're all right.
I gotta confess to...
Yeah. No, not to me. Jesus, I don't want to hear this shit.
That's very enlightening, Craig.
I love this stuff. I think it's fascinating. I would like to write on it.
We're talking about why... Oh, because they're easy fish to go after right now, is what you're saying. Easy, like the manosphere is like...
In my opinion, I think it's easy.
Yeah.
Some of it needs to come out, absolutely. I think these guys should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think Marin is trying to stir the pot to sell records.
I see.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, like stirring up conflict?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I don't think he means to, but I think because he just shoots his mouth off. But yeah, I think he's trying to stir the pot a little bit in order to get people to watch his HBO special, but also he's getting out there now as a comic. He's no longer doing his podcast, so he's like, I think he was holding back on a lot of this stuff, and he's just letting it out. And a lot of it he's dead on. It's not like he's wrong. It's just that I don't know. I don't know if I would say some of the stuff that he's saying. That's all. I think he's doing a little bit of damage, and he's always been like that. If you go back with him, he's always talking about people that he has words for, or is in a tiff about, or has a rivalry with. You go back 30, 40 years with him, and he's like, Well, I'm in a riff with this guy. I'm in a riff with that guy. I'm pissed off at this guy. Well, we worked it out. We hashed it out. It's just how he communicates. I think he's trying to communicate with Rogan on something. I don't know what. Yeah, I think that's just his mode of operating. He's conflict driven. He wants to, and he likes picking fights. I've seen it before, and he's going to keep doing it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's how I'd do it. But he's huge stars. What do I know?
Do you think it's always been a part of like a comedy world that comedians go after other comedians?
I think it's there. I think it doesn't have to be there, but yeah. I don't think it's the only way, but yeah, I think some people...
For fun? Or?
I don't know. I mean, these days, certainly for clicks. You know, I think there's definitely... it goes back for me, I'm all about 90s rap.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The beef,
yeah.
All that stuff. So, like, if you think back to Tupac versus Biggie.
Right.
You know, I think there was a lot of truth there to what they were experiencing. I think that they had rival gangs that they were affiliated to, and it got ugly in terms of the money, and it boiled over. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's connected, maybe it's not, but there was this East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit, and I was just like, what the fuck, man? You're both laughing all the way to the bank, man. So I think the same shit kind of carries over to comedy. I absolutely think that there's gonna be territories and stuff. So yeah, you've got your Joe Rogan Broaverse over here. Maybe you've got your Lauren Michaels kids over here with John Mulaney and Conan and all those guys. They don't get along.
Oh, really?
I don't see the connections there. If you think about it, you've got one guy. You got Shane Gillis, right? Shane was hired by SNL for one day.
Right.
And then fired simply because of the podcasting that he had done way before any of this bullshit where he does Asian racial slurs and all that stuff.
Right. I saw that.
I thought it was funny. I'm sorry, man. I did. I fucking Shane Gillis is the shit. He's just the shit.
It's funny.
Oh my god, that guy is so fucking funny. They bring him into that SNL locker room. He doesn't even last the day, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? To me, it's like, in my opinion, the border was drawn. The line in the sand was drawn. You know what I mean? And I think that's a shame. I think that was a mistake. I think Lauren should have been like, no, look, this is our guy. He's going to be great. And what happens? He becomes a huge star, and they have him host twice. He kills it.
Yeah.
He's great. He's their Will Ferrell. That's what he could have been. They chicken out because of whatever this bullshit is over here on. Maybe that's the left, maybe that's the right. I don't know. I think we're beyond, as Joe Menente has said, we're beyond left and right. There really isn't any left and right anymore. Left and right is all legacy bullshit now. These are some weird gray times that we are in now. And yeah, it is affecting the comedy world. And I would love to see enough cross-pollination to where you've got a Hinchcliffe hanging out over here with Mulaney or Sandberg or any of those guys, just to see what would happen. What are they going to be like? What are they like if they're both panelists on a roast for someone in the middle of the centuries? What does that look like? Does it turn into war? Let's see it. Will it? I don't think so. I think it'll be really goddamn funny. I think that's what we need. We need that cross-pollination. People who are on this side, people who are on that side, we need to all come together. We need it now more than ever. I do believe that. I think that Maron kind of has that in him. I think that Jon Stewart has that in him. I think that with Maron's, his tactics are incorrect. I think he needs to handle it differently. With Jon Stewart, I love what Jon Stewart is doing. He needs to be more in the zeitgeist. And I would love to see Jon Stewart do an appearance on Joe Rogan. I would love that. Why not? Let's try it. Let's talk. Start talking. Our politicians won't talk anymore. They hate each other. There is no lines of communication that are effective, at least not that help general public. They'll help themselves, but they aren't talking and relating so that their constituency can benefit. And to me, like with comedy, it's the same shit. We look to them, you know what I mean? And they set the tone. and in my opinion, they're not doing as good of a job as they should be. They need to reach out more to poor fuckers like us, or to each other, and they need to be more honest about their money and their opportunity and their politics and how they interact with other comics. They need to let go of their ego. They need to say to themselves, all right, we're just people on a planet. We need to do something right to help humanity, not just ourselves. And we need to come together and figure that out. And none of them do.
Which comics do you think have ego issues, Craig?
Well, I would start with Marin,
Really?
for sure. Rogan, any of the brosphere, anyone who's on the A-list, I would think, is going to have ego difficulty. Just because they're being told 10,000 times a day they're amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they get whatever they want. In my opinion, if you're Kevin Hart and you're selling out arenas, no one's saying no to you, particularly in your personal and professional life. If he's worth $1 billion, people are going to be really nice to you. It's up to you to manifest your own overcoming of that. Seinfeld, Kevin Hart, Rogan, Schultz, all those fucking Shane Gillis, all the new, all that stuff. They have to learn to overcome themselves.
They're kind of full of themselves?
I think when you're worth $1 billion, you have no choice but to be filled with yourself. That's the evil of capitalism. Bill Hicks would have said that. I don't want to speak for him, but I'm taking what I'm theorizing from the Bill Hicks school of thought, in that fucking capitalism burns and marketing and promotion is fucking evil, and all of the wealthy are at the top laughing, pointing down at us, laughing. I agree. Had Bill Hicks lived, I don't know what kind of person he would be. Maybe he'd be far out right. I doubt it. I think he would still be centrist and a person who is capable of empathy. And I think that's missing in a lot of our arts and our entertainment. People who they're lofty, they got great ideas, they're egomaniacal, they're funny as fuck, but they're fucking disconnected and maybe even ruthless as people. I don't know. I'm not in on those parties, or you know what I mean? I don't know.
Like different off the stage as on the stage?
I think the best example is the downfall of Ellen DeGeneres. Do you remember Ellen and her show?
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know the concept?
Yeah.
I think that if you take a look at Ellen, just sort of put it on the blocks for a moment and just sort of examine the arc of her entire career.
Yeah.
And you look at her upbringing in New Orleans, female, lesbian, in the 70s. She had a tough fucking road. She had to be tough as fucking nails to get to where she is. That's amazing, right? Yeah. To have done what she did. But it also sort of exposes the level of perhaps even malevolence and ruthlessness that she had to sort of become in order to be what she is. She's in that billionaire class life, right? She's it's up here. But the stories that we hear about her and about her behavior and the malevolence that she created around her, right? So she had these lieutenants, these 3 producers that were the 3 fucking heads of Cerberus. I mean, they were, you know what I mean? They were fucking evil. They were these evil persons. And they wreaked havoc. And she loved it. That was her relating. That's what's at the top. That needs to stop. That needs to, can you take a look in the mirror and maybe say, hey.
Maybe it's because once you get to that level, there's nobody.
There's no one. Who's going to say no to you?
Exactly.
Who's going to say no? You got $1 billion. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
It's funny.
And I understand it. And I can't help but say, what would I be like at that level? I don't know.
I think you'll be nice, Craig.
I appreciate that. I would like to be nice, but I don't know. I'm sure I'd fuck up. I'm sure I would.
I feel like I learned so much, Craig. I think 1 hour wasn't enough to cover all of it.
Oh, are we done? Is that it? Oh my God.
Well, if I could...
Everything I say, I deny. It's all alleged. For lawyer purposes, I'm crazy. I'm off my meds.
All of it
That's
was
that.
false.
It's all of it's a podcast. It's my opinion.
Falsehood.
Falsehoods. Go fuck yourselves. All right.
If I could,
I'm sorry to cuss so much. I like cussing. I'm sorry.
if I
terrible.
could ask you, if you could talk to yourself in 2030, 5 years from now, what would you
5
say to yourself?
I'd say go easy.
Relax.
Relax. Yeah. Because it's funny you mentioned, because I've been thinking about that in terms of my younger self. I asked myself that, a couple days ago, like, if 15-year-old Craig, 20-year-old, what would you say? Relax. Take it easy.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. Go have a nap, Yeah, I'd say 5 years from now, I would be saying to myself, just everything's fine.
Nice.
Yeah. That's always been my biggest issue, is just kind of catastrophizing in terms of how I see I don't know. Everything we've discussed today, I maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there with what I see, what I observe, and what I'm studying on the fucking YouTubes. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Go easy. That's why I just did a hike with a friend. It was great. Just go easy, man.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you're the same way. I don't know if you can relate, but I mean, sometimes we get locked up and stuff, and irate, and we get bent out on stuff. I get bent out. Oh my God, I get bent out on some shit that I see, especially in the comedy, in the open mic world, in our level of local comedy. Motherfucker. I get it out all the time. You gotta go easy.
Yeah.
You gotta go easy, because we're all just kind of
I feel you. I gotta relax.
fighting it out, man. We're just fighting it out.
I'm not sure if I told you, Craig, but I got super depressed, and then I came back.
You'd mentioned, you mentioned in your stand-up, you're like, you're like, oh, I got super depressed.
No, but then you were very welcoming, along with Mike Tyson and Joe.
Oh no, I think you're great.
And then I moved out of LA and I came back.
Oh, I didn't know you moved. You moved and came back.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Okay. Well, you came back.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy. I think that's normal. I do.
Oh.
I do, because we always see it in paper or on film, or whatever, like the trajectory of artists, right? And they're here, and then they're there, and then now they're famous. I think for most people, it comes in waves. As I described to you earlier, for me, it started when I was 20. I quit at 24. I came back at 20. I came back at 40. It comes in waves, because that's just how it is as an artist. We've got a lot of shit going on in our head. This is how we process. I need to take a break. I don't want to think about this shit. Believe it or not, COVID was kind of helpful, because it forced me to be like, just do your exercise, play some guitar, play some drums, have some fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think what you're describing to me is a very normal and healthy trajectory of the artist. I don't think there's anything wrong or invalid with what you experience and what you experience. It's your experience, and you've got to, you best. You've got to handle you the only way you can. That's what you do. So when I saw you again, I was like, oh, okay, he's back.
Yeah.
I did.
Craig's a staple in the scene. He's always been super supportive of everyone. I will continue to root for Craig's success.
I am successful. We are successful.
Thanks, Craig.
God. You're welcome.
Yay.
And cut.
And cut.
Alleged. That's my favorite.